In the year 2021, according to the U.S. Department of Justice, and I trust those guys, 5.6 million people were victims of violent crimes. That's why it's paramount that everyone knows at least the basics of self-defense. If you'll come this way. Now there may come a time when you're in danger, you've done everything you can to defuse the situation, you've tried to run, smart people try to get out of fights, and the fight has come to you. You better be prepared. That's what I'm here to do with you today. Now, some of you may have some experience in this, some of you may have never thrown a punch in your life. A quick side note, to throw a punch, you better curl your hand up like that and tuck that thumb here. I couldn't help it. And I hope that all of you may walk away with something. As to my credibility, I've been passionately training martial arts at least 3 times a week for the past half-decade. With my master Sabong Nim Kanto, I've assembled a list of just 3 moves, because anything more than that's just gonna fry your brain in 5 minutes. And oh, my notes are flying everywhere. And let's see how you do. Okay. Now the first is a simple but dangerous technique, and if you'll come close for a second, it's gonna be the palm strike. So to prepare it, you pull your fingers, your knuckles back, and you expose the proximal part of your palm, the heel of your palm. That's going to be the hardest part. If you hit with all of this, it's going to dampen it. If you hit with the top, you're going to hurt yourself rather than them. So hit with this. Now, can you see my feet? With every technique, the farther down you start the chain reaction of movement, the more power you have. Force equals mass times acceleration. So if you put more of your body into it and accelerate for longer, then you can have a greater force. You want to move upwards with this, and if you can target the nose, then that's going to be very dangerous, but the most effective. Be warned, if you do hit the nose with enough power, there's a fair chance you'll get bits of cartilage in their brain. It's fatal. So don't try this on your brothers and sisters. Just use a pillow and, hope you don't have to use this. Now, that's a very effective technique to get yourself space so you can get out of there. However, maybe something's up and you need a new technique. Say their hands are up and they're no fool, or maybe they're walking towards you. Here's a better choice. I've always said that there's no clearer message than an inverted side kick to the knee to tell someone to step off. Now, if you want to send that message, here's how you do so. You face your victim, your attacker rather, and you weight your foot. You put your weight on your non-dominant foot, the one that's not going to be kicking. I'll face you. Now you're the victim. So once your weight is up, rather to the left, you pick up your right foot until you form a triangle. Now you want to stay low. You want to keep your hips back. I can explain in more detail later. But you want to push forward. You're literally stomping on the top of their knee, pushing it down where it's not meant to go, like that. So if this is the assailant, I'm trying to find synonyms here, then you just find their knee and push down on the kneecap. Again, this is gonna affect them in ways they're not gonna like. So if the situation calls for less force, then this can be modified like anything to the center of movement. The hips, if you target the center of movement, it's gonna create a shoving effect rather than a you're never going to walk properly again effect. So if you aim for the hips, it gives you enough time to jet out of there. And that's the inverted side kick to the knee. Now, those are all good, but no matter your strength, you'll always fall. Now, Batman's father said that we fall so we learn how to pick ourselves up. However, we'll never get the chance to pick ourselves up if we don't know how to fall properly. Now, to learn to fall properly, you could take some Jiu-Jitsu classes, some judo, or you can watch the next 1 minute. Trust me, I'll teach you everything you need to know. So the basics are, you tuck your head. This big brick house is the most fragile bit, so you want to protect it. Your arms, they're just dummies. They'll try to get under you. They won't like it when they do. So you cross them up here, and you try to roll as best you can, roll with the punches, right? And when your shoulder hits, that's when you slap the ground. I'll explain that later. Now, the demonstration. If I were hit this way, I'd fall backwards. I tuck my head, I slap the ground when I hit it. That's to disperse the energy. It's also just to give your arms something to do. Because again, if they got nothing to do, they'll find something and you won't like it. Now, from the side, this works too. You just fall to your side and tuck your head. That's always the most important bit. Now, to conclude, we've learned the palm strike, where you get under them. We've learned the inverted side kick, where you push their knee where it's not meant to go. And when all that fails, you know how to fall, because we always do. Now, with all that said, the best of us do seek peace. However, peace cannot be attained if we're not capable of the opposite. So, really, quite plainly, learn how to kick ass so you don't feel the ego, the need to prove yourself, and then you can choose peace. It won't be your only option. All right, thank you.